We are still down here at the 5 spot. You're still with Bob's Music Connection, and we've got Kofi here from Derek Trucks. Kofi, just like I was asking Jan Rico, just a little bit about your background. Well, a lot of people know your brother Oteil, and kind of a 3-part question. One, back in the day, who was your earliest influences playing? Then 2, kind of midway through your career, and then who are you listening to today?
Gotcha. When I was a kid, it started off with Hugo Boss.
Okay.
Herbie Mann.
Right.
Yusuf Lateef, Eric Dolphy, and Frank West, Sam Most, James Moody.
All right.
This is all being suggested from my dad. And sort of jazz music. Well, all music, really.
Right.
He told me a story about when he was 11 years old. He used to take a train downtown, sneak into operas.
Okay.
Wow, that's amazing. Things like that.
Right.
And then, so that stuff was around the house as kids.
Right.
It's there. Check it out if you want to. If not, when you get older, Dad knows we will, you know. And so by the time I actually got into 9th grade, 10th grade, it was kind of dawning on me that this is going to be a serious thing. And I had a friend turn me on to Chicoria.
Right.
Turn to Forever. No Mystery.
Okay.
No Mystery was, I guess, slash acoustic, electronic album. But that was my first time being turned on to anything that acoustic that could sound like that.
Right.
It had a lot of classical music undertones, along with Latin music, jazz, rock, funk, all kinds of stuff.
Right.
I had never heard that before, so that twisted me around. And the tune in particular was No Mystery.
Okay.
Which was completely acoustic, so that flipped me out. I was like, wow, these guys. That was the beginning of the rest of my life, I guess. In 10th grade, I went to the School of the Arts.
Okay.
That's where a flood of music hit me from, like I said, from orchestral music.
Right.
Straight into anything we wanted to do. Now, at the school, there were lots of kids, students, that were playing jazz, and for years at this institution, they were frustrated because there were no jazz faculty.
Right.
There wasn't jazz faculty around. So the year I went, the students kind of like made a big push to get a program started. So they brought in a jazz musician the following year, instructor Ron Rudkin, very good from Baltimore.
Right.
And, now, so what I'm saying is that during that period, whatever came through was what we were listening to, from Little Feat straight to Penderecki.
Right.
I mean, it really was a big stretch for all instruments, just string instruments, just that, woodwinds, brass, solo pieces.
Right.
A lot of pieces that the everyday person would not be listening to.
Right.
Okay, and
now, how did that seem to shape you in your musical thought and the way you played?
Well, it was all a learning experience at that point. I mean, I'm still in the learning mode.
Right.
Always, but especially then.
Right.
I mean, I didn't know which way was up, so I was just grabbing things and listening to it. I was going to sort it out later.
So you were just
as long as I was getting the music in me and the melodies and becoming familiar with the harmonies and recognizing this and that. That's usually how it would help me out. But when I got out of school, ironically, I ended up working in cover bands, beach groups, beach bands. So it was pretty weird to all of a sudden go boom, literally.
Right.
But there was a group that kind of hooked me up with the rest of this, called Kid Shalane, and these guys were in touch with. They knew Bruce Hampton. They knew a bunch of other people.
Right.
from the Atlanta area. So that pretty much, you could say, not final, but where I'm at right now. It was a pursuit of finding musicians in Atlanta back in early 80s, early 90s. Churchill Grounds.
Right.
That was a great outlet for us because we were hitting straight ahead hard, or at least we thought we were, you know.
Right, right.
We wanted to, you know.
Right.
And so that's what became of that. But you could say really the guy that I've been listening to lately, in particular, is a cat on B3. His name's Larry Goldings.
Okay.
So Larry Goldings is very, very. I'm very interested in his work. So,
right, and of course, being here in Atlanta, you know Ike Stubblefield.
Oh, of course, yeah. I had the pleasure of performing with him.
Right. Yeah. So now, as far as you know, your time with Derek, and you know, one of the things that I try to tie in when I'm talking with folks is what impact has y'all's fan base had from a standpoint of the energy that they bring to the concerts? And
that's something. Good question. I actually personally need that. I think it's good all around for the band. It's hard to dislike someone that's dancing to your music, you know. So, but it really helps.
Right.
To have that kind of response come back to you. The acknowledgement.
Hey everybody, this is Future Man, and you're listening to Bob's Music Connection, and this is where they connect your world through music. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.